Hello again, beautiful beings. And oh my goodness, talk about glitches in the matrix. I swear, in the last 20 minutes, I was able to go to the bank. I was able to go to the corner store. I was able to fill up my tank of gas, and I'm here. I mean, I literally feel like time is no longer a concept, and that's what I want to talk about today is glitches in the matrix, space and time and the weird stuff that's been really going on recently, including the Schumann resonance as well, the spikes in the Schumann resonance, what's been going on with that, and all the weird kind of things that have been happening recently. Hi, Mom. Hi, all my beautiful members. Hi, Samantha. Hi, everyone else. Welcome to another Monday live video. I'm so excited to talk about these glitches in the matrix, the Schumann resonance spikes, as well as releasing our past life trauma. Jesus, it has been a challenging, triggering week. So I want to ask all of you, how has your week been, or how has your past couple of weeks been, like end of February? Anyone else feeling the shift? Anyone else feeling, all of that old energy come up? So if you were to kind of explain your week in one word or in one sentence, what would it be? What has your week been? Hi, Suzanne. Hi, Heidi. Hello, ladies. Hello, all my members. Hi, John. Trigger City, sick, okay. Been amazing. Well, Mom, I mean, you're on a road trip. You're doing good. I'm glad. Feeling awful. New job, eye-opening, big downloads. Okay, great. Been very great and hugely triggered. Okay, yeah, William. Hi, Cece. Suffocating. Been kind of sad. Okay. Yeah, what a week. Highs and lows, breakthroughs, and lots of triggers. That's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Bad anxiety, mellow, yeah. Oh, a past love has surfaced. Just say no, Maggie. No, I'm kidding. Old triggers coming up, anxious, spacey, yeah, forgiveness, for sure. Amazing, guys. I'm so happy. We are literally all on the same track. I don't know if you follow my Instagram, but I think I posted about it last week on February 27th. The Schumann resonance was, spiked. Like, it was crazy. The chart that you can see was white. It was like white out for a good, I think it was 4 hours. The vibrational frequency on the planet, you could call it, spiked to 170. Now, I'm going to be explaining what the Schumann resonance is, what it is not, for all of you who have no idea what I'm talking about. So that's going to be important. So today, I am going to attempt to link together spiritual awakening, glitches in the matrix, triggers and challenges with the Schumann resonance. I actually believe that this thing is so freaking important that we follow, that we watch, that we're just aware of. Doesn't matter Mercury in retrograde, I'm a Cancer, I feel emotional. None of that stuff matters anymore. I'm telling you, the number one thing to keep track of is this so-called Schumann resonance, even though it is and it isn't really that, which is kind of ironic within itself. Before we get to all of this great stuff, a couple of things that I want to mention. So right now I have 2 TikTok accounts. One is for Grayson and Gracie, and then one of them is just for me. So if you're on TikTok, if you like to waste your time with more videos, then definitely follow me on TikTok. So my personal account is called Psychic Elizabeth April. Unfortunately, Elizabeth April was already taken. So Psychic Elizabeth April on TikTok, and then also Grayson's account, which he's right here beside me. His name on TikTok is Grayson Alien. So Gray, Greyson, and then Alien. Grayson Alien on TikTok. So I don't know if you guys are interested, check it out. As always, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I know some of you just watch and don't subscribe, so feel free to go ahead and subscribe for epic videos every single week. And then I have a super exciting announcement, which is I just released today my new lectures that I spoke about at the Laughlin Mega UFO Conference. So if you obviously missed out and you weren't at the conference, the coolest thing is that it was professionally videographed, that's no, professionally recorded, I should say. And it's really cool because in the recording of the lecture, not only do you get to see me on stage. Hello, hi Sharma. Thank you so much for that super chat. Not only do you get to see me on stage giving the lecture, but you also get to see the PowerPoint behind me as well. And I've got a really cool keynote presentation. So I've got part 1 of the lecture and then also part 2 right now online up for grabs. For $44 each. So definitely something to think about, but great information. The first one is about the ancient hidden human history and who are human beings. I also did a Q&A at the end of each of them, which is also caught on camera as well. So if you want to check out me answering other people's questions live in a live audience, you can check that out. That's at the end of the lectures. And then part 2, which is really important, but it does not go before part 1, obviously. Part 2 is all about unlocking your cosmic DNA. Part 1 is like, hey, you're a cosmic hybrid being. Part 2 is like, now what do we do with that? So just definitely keep that in mind. Really epic information in a very concise format. Each of them, I think, are an hour and a half or an hour and 20 minutes, hour 15, something like that. Last thing, guys, just last announcement here is, obviously, as you've seen, if you resonate with my content, if you resonate with this information and you feel like I'm really providing some sort of service to the world or maybe impacting your life in a positive way, feel free to either donate or to super chat me. And I super appreciate all of your super chats and all of your donations. So thank you for all of you who have already donated and super chatted. You know, you guys are fantastic, and I really do feel supported in this. So once again, if you're really vibing with something or this really hits you hard and you resonate with it, feel free to donate or super chat. All right. Okay, I also want to say one more thing is right after this video, I'm going to be putting out probably a 5 or 10 minute video on the coronavirus. I was meditating today. I got a huge download on it. It's not epically new information, but it's definitely like huge information that will put you at ease about the coronavirus. So literally, I'm just going to end this live video and then I'm going to hop on to another 5 or 10 minute long video and I'm going to talk about the coronavirus. Hi, Heidi. Oh, as usual, you're so amazing. Thank you so much for that super chat. Okay, cool. So let's talk about the Schumann resonance. Who here, who's watching this, is familiar with or knows about the Schumann resonance? Whether you've seen it on someone else's page or channel, or you've, watched a documentary about it. I don't know. I don't think there's any documentaries about it, or you've read a blog about it. Who here knows about the Schumann resonance? The Schumann resonance. Hi, Corinne. Thank you so much for that beautiful super chat, as always. Yeah, so I'm going to try and define the Schumann resonance, even though it's kind of difficult. And I'll kind of give you why this is so ironic. But basically, what I've understood in a scientific way is that the Schumann resonance is a vibrational frequency measurement. Now, there's many different vibrations around planet Earth that we could measure, but it's a vibrational frequency measurement of the gamma rays. I believe it's gamma rays, but don't quote me on that because honestly, I'm not really scientific, Anyway, so I believe it's gamma rays hitting the planet and spiking the vibration of the planet, okay? Now, the funny thing is that we can't even technically call it the Schumann resonance in a way. It's almost like it's been undefined because the Schumann resonance is something that's slightly different, but the same technology that measures the Schumann resonance can measure this weird spike. Now, I just want to say, And it's so interesting because I believe that the Schumann resonance is the measurement of the fifth dimension frequency. We literally just haven't called it that. I'm going to be the first to say, look, it's just a measurement of the new vibration coming through. And I believe that that's the measurement of the fifth dimension frequency. We don't even know scientifically what that is or how to locate it or how to even measure it. But I'm gonna say it first publicly. Okay, yeah, so vibrational spikes. I just want to give you a little bit of an overview of the Schumann resonance. So the Schumann resonance, if we could call it that, I should really find a new name for it. You know what? I'm going to find a new name right now, and I'm going to call it 5D resonance. Unfortunately, no one else in the world knows exactly what that is, so I'm still probably going to call it Schumann until I convert people. Anyway, so the 5D resonance, right? So it's always been at 7.83. So this vibrational gamma ray, whatever frequency on the planet, has always ever been, since it started to be measured back in the 1950s, 1940s, something like that. Obviously, the scientist's name was Schumann. And so it's always been 7.83. Now, something really weird happened back in 2017. All of a sudden, it spiked. It went from 7, right? The hertz, 7 frequency, to 30. It jumped up to 30 in 2017. And apparently it was some sort of scientific anomaly. And don't worry about that. Just like our junk DNA, don't worry about that. It'll never happen again. Yada, yada, yada. Here we are today. Every week we have it spiking way over, 7.83. So February 27th, which was, I don't know, a couple of days ago, it spiked to 170. 170 for 4 hours. What? What were you doing on February 27th? How were you feeling? Were you getting triggered? Were you having a great day? Right? It's important for you to realize and align, and just not even align your frequency to the Schumann frequency, not necessarily yet, but I want you to be aware of how it's affecting you at an emotional and physical way. And Jen, it was your birthday. Fantastic. Hopefully you had a great birthday, and hopefully you weren't really triggered. Okay, so the Schumann resonance, for lack of a better, verbiage, it would be a measurement of the vibrational frequency on this planet, or the gamma rays, or whatever you want to call it. So here's what I believe. I believe that the Schumann resonance, the spike in vibrational frequency, okay, I believe that it is directly related, directly affecting our consciousness, and it's also directly affecting our physical body as well. Right, so if you think about it, if, say, for example, 7.83 was our third dimension vibration, like if we really just think about this as a third dimension measurement, if 7.83 was our third dimension collective consciousness vibrational level, then what would constitute the fifth dimension level, right? I mean, if we went from 7 and we're skipping over 4D, maybe fourth dimension frequency would be, 50, right? You go from 7 hertz to 50 hertz. And then say, for example, fifth dimension frequency is like 80 hertz or 100 hertz. And that's where we're going all the time. That's our stable. That's what I believe. That's my thought experiment. That's my prediction, is that eventually this is going to be a measurement that can actually help us measure and better understand the different dimensions and the different frequency dimensions, or densities, I should say, because every dimension is just a vibrational density. That's all it is. We don't have to overcomplicate these things, okay? I believe the majority of the dark matter out there in the universe that we can't study because we don't have the technology to study it, most of the mass in the universe, I believe, is actually different dimensions. We just don't have the capacity right now to study it. But anyway, moving on. Okay, so when the Schumann resonance vibrational frequency, when the vibration of this planet spikes, there are two main things right away that shift. Two main things right away that we are affected by. Okay? The first thing And this is really cool. So you can write this down, but ultimately, this is going to be probably, hopefully, such a validation for you that you don't even have to write it down. You're like, I'm living it. I don't have to remember it. Like, I'm in it right now. Okay, so the first thing that happens when the Schumann resonance spikes, especially when it spikes to 170, is that we raise our vibration. We're not we're not forced. I mean, we're not consciously raising our vibration. We are forced to raise our vibration. There is no fighting, a huge wave of gamma rays and energy hitting us. The Schumann resonance spikes are shifting and changing our vibration, which also essentially means that it's shifting and changing our DNA as we know it, which is really cool, really exciting. So, no, the nose ring is totally fake because I think my parents would probably kill me. They said, tattoos, okay, fine. Piercings, fine, but definitely not on the face. So, anyway, I know some of you were wondering that, but boom, it just comes out just like that. I don't know. I think it's cool. I like it. I enjoy it. I like switching up the look, Anyway, okay. Not to get off track here. What is, and I want to ask all of you, I want to see where you're at with this knowledge and information. You guys are the teachers too. What is the number one thing, in your opinion, in your perspective, that happens when you get hit with a high vibration? What happens to all of you when you raise your vibration? I just want to see where you guys are at. What happens when you raise your vibration? There's tons of things that happen, by the way, so you really can't be wrong, okay? What do you think happens, or what do you get affected by? What do you feel when a huge high vibrational hits you? I can't get out of bed, okay. Feel really tired, yeah. Number one thing is goosebumps, yeah. Extra energy, moody, get inspired, anxiety, 100%. Purge my past. I love it, Maggie. So good. You guys are all right. DNA shifts, nervous system, big time. Yeah. Taking a deep breath. Yeah, for sure. Okay, weird humming. Nothing happens. All right. Anxiety puts you to sleep. Feel pressure on your crown and temples. Okay. There's a lot of things that happen when a high vibrational frequency hits our energy system. And the reason why it affects us almost in every single aspect of our lives is because we are not just physical beings. We are conscious, intelligent energy beings. We are energetic souls first and foremost, and we are bodies after we are souls, if that makes sense. So when energy hits energy, it's going to shift. Either we shift the energy or the energy shifts us. We're talking about a huge, massive wave of gamma radiation or gamma rays or source energy or consciousness or whatever you want to call it, high vibrational frequency hitting us. We can't fight that, and we can try, but it's not going to work. So here are tons of things. There's so many things that happen when a high vibrational frequency hits us. So at a physical level, you guys have already kind of mentioned it. Things like exhaustion, headaches, weird appetites, lack of eating, overeating, sleeping a lot or extra, a lot of headaches and pressure in the head are all aspects, aches and pains in the body, weird aches and pains in the body. Also at a physical level, like really like freak accidents always tend to happen. Like car accidents and stuff like that usually tend to happen when a high vibration comes through. And then at an energetic level, at an emotional level, oh my goodness, talk about mood swings, talk about purging, talk about crying, talk about getting angry very easily, getting triggered, right? And so there's pretty much this vibrational frequency hitting us affects us in all of the ways. But right now, I want to tell all of you, now some of you, eventually our vibration, when we really work at it, aligns to that high vibration. So less and less we should be affected by these huge energetic spikes. So we should be affected by these things less and less as we move forward, okay? But for right now, it's still going to affect us. For the rest of the world, they have no idea why they're feeling extra moody or extra tired or extra stressed and anxious or what have you. And once again, it's because their vibration just simply doesn't harmonize or align with the vibration hitting the planet, which means that there's disharmony there, which means that you need to purge out your old energy, your low vibration, in order to align to the Schumann resonance. There's no getting around this, guys. We literally can't fight this vibrational frequency forever. We either, and I'm sorry to say this, and it has nothing to do with me, you either basically conform to this fifth dimension frequency or you get off. You get kicked off the planet. It's really only one or the other. You don't have to walk around wearing white saying, I am pure, I am connected to source, everything is great. You don't have to all of a sudden switch into this some weird hippie culty lifestyle, okay? You can still be you. You can still be a normal human. But it means having a different perception. It means really appreciating things, really enjoying life, really listening to your intuition. It means really, taking everything and just being with it in the present moment. It doesn't mean doing things through obligation or distraction or fear or resentment or projection. That's all the low vibrational frequency. You have to purge out the old paradigms and patterns before you're able to move forward. And once you do, once you've purged out all your old shit and you fully harmonize with the high vibration frequency, it is a bliss state. It is really, truly a bliss state. And I'll tell you right now that I don't think I know, and I know a lot of pretty good high vibrational people, I don't know one person right now, including myself, who is able to maintain a high vibrational frequency or a fifth dimension frequency for the entire time that they're existing. I don't know one person. I definitely don't hold a fifth dimension frequency. And the reason why is because I'm totally open and vulnerable and honest about the fact that I'm still purging shit that I don't want. I don't want to be a certain way. I don't want to be that person that I used to be. And when that high vibration hits, I see that shadow side of myself. I see that inner, projector. I see the perfectionist. I see the control freak, within me, right? And I'm aware of that. And then I shift out of it because I recognize it, right? So it's really important for us in those moments to appreciate the shadow side so that we can neutralize that vibration. We have to see it. We have to be with it. We have to accept it and love it in order to neutralize it, in order to move on and really enjoy the abundance, the true authentic happiness, and the intuitive connections that the fifth dimension or 170 hertz has to offer us within the Schumann resonance. Okay, so I just want to say, so most of the world is still purging, and to be honest, I think that they're still going to be purging probably all the way until 2024. Hopefully it doesn't take them longer than that, even though I'm literally asking an entire population to purge out everything that they've been avoiding their entire life, right? I mean, it's kind of a tall order to ask for people, but I'm hoping that it happens. Anyway, so I want to go a little bit deeper with all of you, and I want to say that if you have worked on your stuff, and just a raise of hands, who here has changed massive foundations in your life since 2016? And when I say changing massive foundations, I mean changing your job, changing your living situation, changing your relationship, changing your connection or relationship to money, right? Who here has changed massive amounts of their human foundations since 2016? I've changed every single one of those, including my sexuality. Like, who knew, right? That's so weird. Anyway, and so the reason why we're doing this is because we weren't even aware of the fact that our old foundations didn't actually serve us. They weren't serving us. And all we were doing was feeding in to an old paradigm. We were all living in a house of cards. So the fact that you have changed things tells me that you've already done half the work. But you know your dad or your coworker or your best friend or the guy living down the street or whatever. You know all those people out there who haven't changed anything because they refuse to change? Yeah, it's going to be tough on them for the next couple of years, you know? Our 2016 to 2019 struggle is going to be their 2020 to 2024 struggle. I guarantee it. I promise it. Okay? So that should give you all hope, saying, oh, okay, my loved ones can come with me into the fifth dimension frequency because all they got to do is make sure that they're working on themselves. It's actually that easy. Understand that you're a conscious being of light. Recognize that you are the one creating your reality. Take responsibility for everything that you're creating, good, bad, and ugly, and boom, you're in the fifth dimension. You are in a bliss zone, you know? And it's definitely not that easy. It's not as easy as a couple of sentences because you've been through it. It literally means facing your shit. Like, say for example, and this just kind of popped in, if you believed in God, okay, say for example, you believed in a man in the sky who created your life, all of your struggles, all of your hardships, all of your challenges, all of your successes were all because of this man in the sky. You know what's happening right now? What's happening is God is freaking coming down to this planet, staring us in the face, saying, are you really this person? And it's funny because right when I said that, I thought of Bashar. You know Bashar, the guy, you know, Daryl Anka who channels Bashar? He is so confrontational like that. He's like, you know that you aren't following your moral code, don't you, Elizabeth? And I'm like, what? Excuse me? It was so beautiful though, such an incredible being. But that's what's happening right now. Now, let go of the man in the sky, let go of this traditional version of God. Understand that we have source energy. We are creating this reality. We wrote our own contracts. We are our own God. Guess what's happening? We're facing ourselves right now. There's no more disillusion. There's no more projection. There's nothing. There's no more labels to hide behind. There's no more money to hide behind. It's just you. It's just you naked, floating in the universe, dealing with all of the decisions and choices that you've ever made. Ever. That's powerful. That's really intense, actually. Really intense. So give yourself a pat on the back. Recognize that you've been through a lot. Recognize that you got yourself here now. So here's what's going to be happening, and here's what has most likely happened to all of you, or at least most of you, because this is a very niche audience that I have here, in the past, especially the past couple weeks, but I would say, you know, the past couple of months, because the Schumann resonance is spiking, okay, or the 5D resonance is spiking, whatever you want to call it, because that vibration is spiking, we are now going to deeper levels. Have you dealt with your childhood? Yeah. Have you forgiven the people that you need to forgive in this lifetime? Yeah. Have you let go of that ex that you were thinking about? Yeah. You know, have you cut all of the cords? Yeah, I thought I did. So what's still coming up for you? And I want to tell you what it is. It's past lifetimes. It's exactly what's still coming up for you. I know, because it's coming up for me, and everyone else seems to be really triggered, just like I have been. And when I dig a little bit deeper into why I'm triggered over something so silly, like crying over spilt milk, right? When I dig a little bit deeper, it comes down to past lifetimes. Like, I want to give you like an image, and it's just a simple image, but it'll help. Okay, cool. So don't worry about the bleed through, but see all these lines, and I just put the word now. Okay, so line, 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 line. All of these lines are layers of your soul, okay? Right now, this is you. These are your decisions. These are your experiences. These are your challenges that you've experienced in this lifetime right now. Because we're moving into a high vibrational frequency, time, okay, is going from the past, the present, and the future to the past, the present, and the future. Time is stacking on top of itself. Time is becoming simultaneous. So what's happening is we are now all being forced to purge out all of our past lifetimes on this planet. which is a really beautiful thing, and I'm so grateful for it, but it really freaking sucks. Because why do you feel really angry at that person for no reason? Why do you, react in a way that's unprecedented for the present moment? It's because it's triggering past lifetimes. The hardest thing about purging out your past lives when the Schumann resonance hits is that you actually have no idea why you feel really sad, or really angry, or really attached, or really triggered. You have no idea. Now, most likely, those past lifetimes are related to this current life and this current life struggle, but sometimes it's not at all, and you actually have no pieces to put together, and that's okay. I just want to remind all of you that if you're done with this lifetime, you've got another life, and another life, and another life, and another life, and another life that you have lived on this planet that you also need to complete. We are some of the first seed planters that came here to help this entire planet raise its conscious vibrational frequency. Now we're here. We're done with this planet. We are ready to move on. And before you move on, you need to complete. And this is what we're all being forced to do at this time, at a very deep level, to complete aspects of ourselves that are unseen. I can't read all your comments right now just because it's a lot to read, but I hope that the overall feeling from the group is just resonance. I hope that you really resonated with that rant about, yeah, you're being affected, but you actually can't deduce or logically analyze where you're being affected from. And I know that at a certain point, the more your spiritual gifts, like, I can't tell you how many of my clients come up to me saying, oh yeah, like I'm like this from a past life. And I'm like, damn. And they're like, yeah, just in the moment, it just kind of came to me that it was a past life in Egypt and I was some sort of slave and, and I wasn't able to stand in my power. Right? This kind of conversation would have never happened 20 years ago. And now it's just casual. Yeah, learned it from a past life. I'm just blown away. I mean, the conscious level is raising so quickly, right? And I know that each and every one of you, if you dig a little bit deeper and you calm your ego mind of reaction, your human mind of reaction, you will be able to see your past lifetimes too. And that's how you become enlightened. You learn everything that you have forgotten. You actually remember, I should say, not learn, because you've already learned it. You remember what you've learned. You complete it, you forgive it, you cut cords with it, and you actually bring it all into the present moment. You no longer perpetuate old stuff from past lifetimes back into the present moment, if that makes sense. Okay? All right. I want to talk about the second thing that happens when we are hit with a high vibrational frequency, or should I say the Schumann resonance, whatever you want to call it, when we're hit by the fifth dimension frequencies. And the second thing I want to talk about is like really weird, and it's glitches. It's glitches in the matrix. Oh my God. Not only are you, triggered and sad and happy and angry. Thank you so much, Ariel, for that beautiful super chat. And, you got into a car accident and you had a bit of an ego death and all these things are happening. On top of that, your entire foundations of your reality are becoming to lose grip on what you thought reality was, right? The laces are coming undone. The illusion is melting away. The dream is collapsing. And it's weird. It's getting really weird. So I want to ask all of you, have you noticed glitches in your matrix, in your reality? And I want to tell you a couple, when I say glitches in the matrix, I mean, it could be anything and everything. Like I'm trying to be good about writing down all the weird occurrences in my life because they're just ramping up. So whenever I see the Schumann resonance spiking, I always get super weird, abnormal occurrences, not paranormal, like it's above and beyond paranormal. So I've got a bunch of people here saying, yeah. Repeating numbers for sure. Glitches took your vape away. Like, Yeah, so I'll go over a couple of weird glitches. Like there's just so many. There's so many, but okay, and hopefully this will validate some things for you guys too. So when it gets really weird, okay, hold on. I get so excited about this that I just get all over the place. I want to say that mainly glitches in the matrix. When I reference glitches in the matrix, I mean that the traditional concepts of space and time no longer really exist. Space and time as we know it becomes lucid. It becomes strange. It becomes abnormal. Okay? So, when you get really intense, you go into things like duplicating objects out of nowhere, popping objects like a pen or a key fob or a vape just out of existence, just altogether. It was there, and in the next moment, it was gone. Right? It didn't travel through linear space and time. It popped out of this reality. That's what I'm calling glitches in the matrix, okay? Other things too, time gets weird. Time is weird. Like I said, like I thought I probably needed like an hour and a half to do all the chores and the things that I needed to do. And I went out right before this video. I swear I set the intention to slow time down, and I got everything done in such a short period of time. Like I was like traveling around the city, around LA, okay? And in 20-30 minutes, I got 3 things done. And I had time to spare. I was sitting here, 5 minutes too. I'm like, I don't even have time even when I don't do things beforehand, right? We can control time with our intention. Time is speeding up. Time is slowing down. There was a day last week that I felt like went on forever. And then I looked back at the week and I'm like, that felt like it went on, went by so quickly, right? Time is getting weird, okay? Space, like I said, things duplicating, popping in and out of existence. Also, telepathy gets really intense with anyone else having really incredible telepathic moments with people. Like people always mentioning to you, hey, I was just thinking that. It's like without even being aware of it, I've been taking all these thoughts from my wife as we're in conversation. And she's like, I was going to recommend that. I'm like, oh, that was definitely your thought because that was a good thought. And I was definitely not thinking that, but I said it, right? So telepathy is getting like sending thoughts, receiving thoughts, really intense, like super, super intense recently. Obviously, intuition is crazily spiked during this time. A lot of deja vu moments. Anyone else getting these weird or intense deja vu moments as well? Also, technology. Hi, Be Light. Thank you so much for that beautiful super chat. Awesome. I'm glad to see you're resonating. Technology is getting really weird. Like anyone else recognize that your technology is glitching? Like even just the other day, Nat was like, yeah, my laptop said it had 85% and then, it died on me and then it said it had 5% all within, 20 seconds, right? Like technology is getting weird. Oh my goodness. Like weird Mandela effects that make no sense whatsoever. And so like I kind of mentioned this in my other video, but I walked into the bathroom and the light was on in the bathroom. So when I walked in, I just automatically was going to flick up the light in the bathroom, but yet the bathroom light was already on. And so when I flicked on the light, nothing changed. The bathroom light was still on. And it was just weird. It was like, so the light switch was off, but the light was on. Then I walked in and I switched on the light and it was still on. And then I switched it off and it turned off. And I'm like, what's going on? Anyway, like that's just, there are these moments that if you don't catch them, they just float away, kind of like a dream, right? If you don't catch them, they float away. But there are these moments where you're like, that was really odd. And I don't know why that was so odd. And I was just like, literally, I swear, I was staring at the light switch for like a good 5 minutes, just like, what just happened there, And you don't really know what happened. Anyway, those moments, those are glitches in the matrix, and they're happening more and more because this space-time continuum is getting weird. So I want to just say to all of you, I'm sure you guys have tons of great experiences. if you've been commenting or you have experiences like glitches in the matrix that you want to share, please copy and paste your live comments and put them in the comments below. And the reason why is because I love looking at like glitch in the matrix stories. Like it's such a passion of mine. So comment them below, and I'd love to just kind of late night read them, and see what else is going on, because it really opens up my mind of like, oh, that's possible. That tree that's been there for 25 years all of a sudden got moved to over here. That's possible. That pot that is actually blue and I was going to buy the red one day turned into red. You know what I mean? Like, I love that. It's so cool. Anyway, okay, the other thing too that I've really noticed when I was meditating on it today is your energy and vibration is starting to affect the world. Anyone else feeling like your intentions are so amplified recently that it comes back to you almost instantly? And in weird ways too, not just like manifestation ways, but weird ways. Like, say, for example, every single time I go out at night, I always tend to stand behind or stand beside a street light. And every single night, almost every time I've gone out in the past couple of weeks, a street light always blows in my presence. Like, it always goes out, just like randomly. And it's always the one that I'm standing beside. So your vibration is starting to have major effects on your environment, just like your vibration has effects on technology. Like my client was telling me the other day, he was getting a reading from someone, and every time she started talking, the technology would get really staticky, right? It wouldn't connect properly. Then I told him that wasn't information that he was meant to hear at that time, and that he had to go inward for the information. And that's you, John. You know it. Anyway. So it's just really interesting how our intention and vibration is just glitching things all the time. It's crazy. What else did I say here? Stopping time. Okay, 2 more things that I want to mention. And I want to ask you guys if you've also noticed this. One is, in the past couple of weeks, I have, the words that I would use is like, in my periphery, I've detected movement in my place. And I know for a fact that I'm literally just picking up on, but visually picking up on, other beings or entities or things in other dimensions and realms. Has anyone else recently, and this is kind of weird, but like, you see something move out of the corner of your eye and you go to look at it, and obviously it's gone or there's nothing there? Like, I've thought that our dog Abby has been like sniffing around in the corner so many times, and I look and I'm like, nope, that's definitely, there's nothing, no one there, right? So that's been really interesting. I've had that a lot recently, and I actually haven't deciphered that. I don't know what that is yet. Honestly, I think that we're just raising our vibration and we are tapping into other realms and other dimensions, and there's a lot. And like, I've noticed, like, it's almost like I'm seeing animal creatures in other dimensions, but in my house. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. Also, fairies. I've been seeing a lot of fairies recently. Especially because I like playing in my garden. So they're definitely around and I'm seeing them. But anyway, and it's not freaky. I don't feel freaked out about it. I feel pretty chill about it. But yeah, so a lot of movement, a lot of detecting movement. And the last thing that I want to mention is kind of like ghost or spirit-y stuff, like lights in your house flickering or things moving in front of your eyes. Have you guys noticed that? Like, this is going to sound kind of freaky, but once again, I have zero fear about it. I feel pretty good vibes about it. But like, when me and my wife are in our bedroom, over the past couple of weeks, especially the past 2 weeks, it feels like something is in the closet, and the closet door keeps shaking. And we've never had that before. It's been the same closet, the same clothes in the closet, and it keeps moving, and we're like, what's going on? And once again, I don't feel negative vibes from it, but and then the other day I was over at my wife's desk, and I had this right here, this ring light. I've always have it chilling in my corner, and like, I don't know how to describe this, but like, literally we were both across the room, and this ring light starts shaking like this. Like there's no possible way. There's nothing. The window wasn't open. Like even wind couldn't shake a giant ring light like this. There's just no way. So it just, things have been moving a lot. Like I don't even know how to describe it. Space and time have been weird with the Schumann resonance. It's affecting you. Be aware of it. You're purging your past lifetimes. Be aware of it. Follow the Schumann resonance online. Once again, we can't really call it the Schumann resonance, but I don't know what else to call it other than, 5D resonance. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. That's all I have for you today. It's been such a pleasure. It's such a great video. Clearly, glitches in the matrix is a huge passion of mine. And if I just dedicated the rest of my career to only looking into why the Mandela effect exists and how we can actually use quantum computers to measure it, if we could measure the Mandela effect, if we could measure things like telepathy and consciousness and our impact on the quantum vibrational world, I mean, that would be my life's work. That would be my life's goal. Like that excites me the most. And I could talk about everything else all day, but this stuff right here, it gets me going, obviously. I'm so excited. Anyway, hopefully that gives you some good validation of you're not going crazy. You're not alone in this. You've been releasing some stuff. You've been going through some stuff, but also you've been really psychic and you've been really on it and you've been really manifesting. I just want to say one more thing too. I've been really manifesting things instantly, like questions that I've asked in my head. And this is great to leave you all off with. So in the past 2 days, I've had 2 questions answered by the universe, and which is me, right? So one of my questions was late night. I was like scrolling on Instagram and I was looking at all these like cool tattoo ideas. And I'm like, I could go for another tattoo. And I've always really wanted like armbands, like those really solid armbands, but my guides have told me not to get them because they cut off your flow of your energy. Anyway, and so I was looking at them and I was thinking to myself, I was like, I should get some more tattoos, or I want to get another tattoo. And then the next day, some random guy on Instagram commented on a photo of mine that had nothing to do with tattoos, and it didn't even have any of my tattoos in the photo. And he literally commented and he said, Elizabeth, you really shouldn't get any more tattoos. And I'm like, okay, I won't. Like, I haven't seen any random comments about any tattoos ever. And this guy just answers my question. Like the universe, which is me, I just orchestrated that. And so I'm like, okay, cool. No tattoos. I'm listening. Like no more tattoos right now anyway. Wink, wink. And then the second thing I want to say too is, I think it was yesterday, I was thinking, if a giant solar flare, these are my thoughts, clearly, if a giant solar flare were to hit planet Earth and wipe out our entire electrical grid, what happens to all of the dollars, all of the money, all of the numbers on a screen? What happens to all of the numbers in the bank accounts, right? All over the world. Like I really had just had this thought. I'm like, is the bank liable for that? Like, does that come down to the bank? Does the bank kind of pay you back? Like what happens there? Then the weirdest thing, there's this little sign. I went to the bank today and there's this little sign right beside the bank teller. And I was just really drawn to the sign. And I'm like, I wonder what this sign says. It looked really official. And it was like this sign stating that under federal legislation within the United States of America, the bank has to compensate you up to $250,000 if anything were to happen. I'm like, what a very specific question to ask, and what a very specific response back. Like, guys, I'm telling you, all you have to do is ask, and all you have to do is listen, and the FDIC or whatever. Anyway, oh, my foot's numb. Okay. All you have to do is ask. All you have to do is listen. The answers are right there. It could be a ridiculous thing that you're asking, but screw Google. You are connected to infinite source. It's time for you to start understanding how powerful you are. And with that, beautiful, incredible beings, definitely check out my lectures that are for sale right now. And there should be a link posted in the comments below and pinned to the top with the link to my lectures. So hopefully you guys enjoy that, a little bit deeper dive into learning and information. Keep up the high vibes and don't feel bad if you don't have high vibes. And make sure that you subscribe to my channel as always. Until next time, actually the next time is going to be in about 2 minutes. I'm going to hop on again for a coronavirus video if any of you are interested in that. It was a huge download today. It'll be a 5-minute video, and it's just information that needed to come through. All right, guys. Bye. See you soon.